so exciting. But it was hard. It was really hard to sort of figure out the right notes that I wanted to strike, especially because the whole book sort of has certain, sort of is following a certain path. And I always wanted to write it in the, I wanted to change the perspective and the ending, but I didn't know what note it should end on. So yes, it was hard.
Was it hard because it wasn't clear that part of your life had a happy ending?
Yes, it was. Well, I wouldn't put it in terms of happy or unhappy ending, but it certainly felt like it was still in process. The writing, like I said, the writing was exceptionally healing, and so in that sense, it felt like an open chapter, and so to sort of randomly pick a place to end was really tough. Yeah. It felt like I didn't want to, I forget when I wrote the ending. I guess that was in May of 2007 or April. I guess April. I worked on it a lot after that, but my first draft down was in April of 2007, and that really felt a little bit disingenuous. That like, okay, now I can wrap it up and everything's great, but yeah, so I tried to work with that as best I could.
From the perspective of art, what did your ending need to accomplish? From
the perspective of art, Luke, that's a good question. I guess I wanted to. I don't know. I'm not sure that I thought about it in an artistic. That I was thinking about it in that way.
Let me rephrase it then. From the perspective of storytelling, what did your ending need to accomplish?
Oh, well, the main thing I wanted to show was that there is a sense of ownership over the story. That's sort of not in most of the text. And I'm, referring to the first person, which, but also, I guess I just wanted. It was hard. I guess going back to your question about the difficulty of it, it was hard because I had this instinct that I wanted to say everything. I wanted to say lots of things, and then ultimately, I think I came to realize that really all I needed to do was show that there was a beginning, that there was a new beginning, and I didn't need to do anything, beyond that.
I'm fascinated with this whole question that we're on, because I read every word of the book. How did the writing of this book affect your life?
It really affected it in major ways. I'm sure I don't even haven't even really considered all the ways that it's affected my life, but
yeah, not the publication, the writing of it. We'll get to the publication, how that will affect your life separately. But how did the crafting of it, and knowing that you needed to come up with an ending as well, partly drawn from your life, I guess.
Yeah, I guess I was moving from the mindset of intention, that I felt like in those, especially those first drafts of the endings, that didn't necessarily feel 100% genuine. Even then, I kind of I had to say to myself, like, okay, well, I have an intention here that that this is a new beginning, and it was. I mean, a lot had already started to really shift, and I also feel like, well, okay, the first sort of main thing that I noticed was I used to do storytelling performances, and I mean, I may do them again in the future. I don't know, but one very sort of measurable outcome of the writing process was almost as soon as I put down that draft, I had no wind in my sails to do that. I just had no desire to perform. And so that was kind of interesting. I felt like, I mean, it really, I guess, life became a lot more quiet after that. Sort of, and that's sort of what the ending is ultimately about, is sort of clearing out all the crap and figuring out, where is the starting place. And so, so I think the writing process definitely helped me get there.
Did you feel like a need to change your life so that you'd have an ending to your book?
No. No. God, no. No. The one other thing about and this is not, I mean, it's not about the process itself, but one other kind of interesting thing was sharing it with people close to me. Like, I shared it with my sister, and that was really wonderful. Being able to say, I mean, because I think a lot of the year I was just really kind of closed off, and people close to me were really worried. They didn't know what was going on, and so it was that part was great to be able to sort of share it, and then I think it has created this sort of openness in certain relationships, which is really nice.
Have you ever read the book Your Life a Story by Christine Rayner?
No. Oh, wait, is that the book that has blank pages in it?
No.
Okay. There is a book called something along those lines, and it's a great idea. It says something. It's a very similar title, and then you open it up, and the pages are blank.
No, this has words on every page. It's a book on writing memoir, and for some reason, the sentence from this book came to mind. It says, "Your desire line, which should run with the power of a hungry tiger from the beginning through the middle, right on through to the conclusion of your story, doesn't necessarily go in a straight line." But it's actually just the three words, "your desire line," which just came to mind as we were talking. So if I was reading your book and saying, "Where's the desire line?" My impression from the outside is the desire line is your desire to publish this book. Is that the desire line, do you think, in your memoir?
No.
What is the desire line? If you've ever thought in those terms and can think in those terms.
Yeah, I haven't. That's really interesting. Can you maybe phrase it another way?
Okay. Desire line. Like, usually in a story, there's something that the protagonist wants, and then all through the movie or the story, they're pursuing what they want, and then they either get it or don't get it, but they're pursuing something. Like, I'm thinking for you, it's either, in your memoir, either your desire line is pursuing the successful accomplishment of your first book, or it's pursuing love. I think it has to be one of those two. I mean, for other people, it would be, I don't know, a career in the National Football League, or marriage and children, but I think the idea of a hungry desire is what really powers every good story. The protagonist wants something, and then there are obstacles that they have to overcome. Maybe I'm just Go ahead.
No, I think that's